Is Tel Aviv a holy city? Check out this clip over here. We'll watch it together, then talk about it. But first, hit subscribe in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch.
And here we have Friday afternoon in central Tel Aviv, in the middle of Shenkin, the bourgeois area of Tel Aviv, and the secular Israeli is back to his old self, stuffing his face with overpriced coffee and cake like this war never happened. Of course, everything is spiritual, if you are so inclined. Did anybody get the message? Absolutely not. Are the synagogues full? No. Is anybody putting on tefillin? Very few. Is anybody keeping Shabbos? No. Does anybody believe in the Eretz HaKodesh? No. So, did anybody get the message? Unfortunately not. So, round 2 will come. Or is this round 3, 4, 5? I cannot remember. Shabbat Shalom.
So just to be clear, my reaction is no offense to anybody who made the video. It's quite possible that it was a comedy. But in any event, I'm going to read to you this story. Have a look at it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Shabbat Shalom from just outside Jerusalem. Something that I read over Pesach. I read this story in this amazing, amazing Sefer. The Sefer is called To Dwell in the Palace. It was written... It's a collection of stories. I read this story to you guys. I want you to listen to it. And please tell me what you think. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. My Mystery Companion by Yisrael Amishov. I now live in Eretz Yisrael in a well-insulated religious community. My days are filled with Torah and with mitzvos on a level I never dreamed possible while I still lived in America. And yet, I am troubled at times by fear that my community is too self-satiated. When I travel to other parts of the country, I look around and see how much of the Torah land is not yet filled with Torah. I am pained by evidence that so many of the people of Israel disregard, even disobey, the Almighty's mitzvahs so brazenly. Last week, I traveled to Tel Aviv. I saw the bustle of its central bus station. It did not look particularly seemed to be part of the Holy Land. I walked down several streets past numerous eating places. None seemed especially acceptable as places for me to eat. I passed young men wearing khakis holding guns. Although they spoke the holy tongue, I could not detect much holiness in their demeanor. I saw stores and office buildings and gigantic factories. Scarcely a man among the many workers and storekeepers, all obviously Jews, had his head covered. As I shook my head in disapproval and in condemnation, I became aware of a presence beside me. I looked, but no one was there. I continued, completing the errands for which I had come. Throughout the day, I saw things that saddened me. Frequently, I found myself shaking my head in dismay. And all day long, I had the disturbing sense that I was not alone. That night, I returned to my home and to my warm cocoon. Like Torah environment, exhausted, I fell asleep early and had a dream. In it, I was transported somehow to another realm, to a dimension outside the ones I knew. I saw before me an otherworldly sight and heard a monologue that I shall never forget. Standing there in some sort of cloud was an old man. I recognized him, though I cannot imagine how. After all, have I ever seen Rav Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev? No, not even in a photograph. Still, I felt certain that this was he. Eyes glowing with love of God, and man, he began to speak. Master of the universe, I traveled today to the city of Tel Aviv. What a bustling metropolitan. What a feast for my eyes. How proud you must be of your people of Israel. His face shone, so as he spoke, observing him, I felt a change come over me. Something indefinable about my eyes. He continued, the cities teems with the sons and daughters of Israel. They inhabit your beloved land, building it with such fervency. This, despite the fact that they must be untutored in your Torah. Alas, what a tragic toll the years in exile took on their fathers. But they have returned to your precious land, so long desolate, and have toiled and labored to construct a vibrant life. I stood in the hub of this wondrous city, where large vehicles came and went, bearing Jewish men and women, girls and boys to and from this thriving center. I feasted my eyes for a while on the multitudes alighting from the vehicles. Then I began to stroll down the roads and byways to see more of how your people live in this, their regained homeland. So many businesses, so many foods being prepared. Though I doubt that many of the proprietors have been taught your commandments, I could scarcely find a forbidden food on any counter. And the men, they are only boys, really armed to fight the battles of the Lord, to defend the people of Israel living in the chosen land. Why should these boys do this? It has always been known that living in the land entails suffering. What reason why they should choose this difficult land over one where life can be more easily lived? Indeed, we hear that many do abandon this, their treasured inheritance, to seek their fortune in foreign parts. Yet at all these young and less young men, not only do they remain here, but they are prepared to give their very lives for the privilege. How surprising that, inadvertently perhaps, since they have yet to learn your commandments, they have embraced this most cherished one. How great must be your compassion for these beautiful young men. The language that they speak, it has so many new words in it, so many souvenirs of the long years spent among the nations, but still, it is clearly recognizable. It is the language of your holy Torah, of the prophets, of all the holy scriptures. They do not speak of sacred matters, for they do not know what sanctity is. Yet to discuss all their everyday affairs, this is the language that comes so freely through their lips, with every word uttered in your holy tongue, unspoken for centuries, they sanctify your name. Many of these people do not signify the submission to your rule with the customary head coverings, yet you have enabled them to build a mighty civilization on hallowed ground. For hours and hours I walked. The places of buying and selling, the towers of industry, splendid buildings as far as the eye could see. At this point, overcome with emotion, the aged rabbi paused. Then, tears streaming down his face, he addressed himself with renewed fervor to the heavens. Master of the universe, has the merit of your people ever been greater? In recent generation, their ancestors in frightening number strayed from your path. Now here are these Jews residing in your land, performing such a great mitzvah with so little knowledge. At the same time, there are communities of holy and pious children of Israel dwelling in the lands of other nations. Those Jews do indeed strive to serve you with all their souls. They learn your holy words and keep the commandments available to them with stringency and devotion. They are heedful to your precepts, cautions in their relationships with their fellow Jews, and yet, for various reasons, they have not yet ascended to take up residence in this, the land of life. Both of these groups of your children are worthy of your mercy and your attention. I therefore beseech you to grant this request, something which they are all richly deserve and urgently require. Please, Almighty God, send it into the hearts of those Jews who have learned your Torah, but still reside elsewhere, to join these Jews, brave Jews, who walk the streets of the land of Israel. Make them see how critically they are needed today in the land you choose for them. They will seek out the genuine hunger and thirst for truth surely buried within every Jewish heart. And they will teach these inhabitants of your sacred lot the profound meaning and value of their presence here. After that, complete redemption will surely follow, as does the day follows the night. It was at that moment that I awoke. Indeed, the night was being driven away by the energy of the dawn's light. The message seemed as clear as day. My perspective was forever altered. My traveling companion had lent me his eyeglasses.